Now I'm gonna be covering the whole anime and the whole manhwa. For the losers that actually have lives, manhwa means the fucking webcomic. Let's get on to it. The anime. Get on your knees, dumb bitch. Has basically no structure. Action. Oh look, pretty animation. Let's get on to the webcomic. So I regularly read this bitch a few years ago. I was like around chapter 300, and from there I thought I could start now and a little refreshment and I could be just fine and go up to the current chapter. But then I thought, what am I? A mildly successful YouTube channel that makes this soulless cash grabs and gets like 10k on a video, or am I a fucking nobody that makes this second grade boring ass analysis that basically nobody watches? And well, I am myself, so I went back to the first chapter and started reading.
And bitch boy, you better believe.
When I started reading, I read every single word in this fucking mess. That's right, every single swoosh, every single pow, every single boring ass explanation, every single shit that was explained over and over just so we can get it into our dumb heads. I read every single fucking word in that, and you better believe that if I didn't understand something, I went back and read the whole fucking chapter once again. Just so I have the clearest perception of this stupid shit. I know every single nook and cranny in this bitch, okay? I know that Hercules fucking killed the Hydra, and I'm glad they mentioned it in the last episode. I know that this green hair guy took his high school exam from the 4th time. Why do I know this? I don't fucking know, because I paid attention to the stupid ass manga. The main bad guy, for which name I can't fucking pronounce, is different from this guy. Why do they have so similar of design? I don't know, they're not connected at all, but I know they're different guys, okay? I know that this red guy is actually the horse of the main character's lover and teacher from 300 years ago, and holy shit, that's a lot of dumb information I don't need. Why do I know all of this? Because I wanted to have all of the tools available to me so I can analyze the stupid ass webcomic and pull out the deeper meaning and the deeper theming behind this fucking sea of swooshes and pows. And surprise, surprise, I fucking did it. The webcomic, baby. Now I'm not gonna throw you around this whole video with this mystery idea and then reveal it at the end. It's individualism. That's the core of all the theming around the webcomic, and the fact that being a unique little special snowflake is kinda cool. I gotta explain some shit first, but I will definitely come back to that, so fucking have in mind, you jackass. Now, I know that most of the lost souls that stumbled onto this video have already read through the manga and are caught up with this shit, but just so we're clear on this, this is very spoiler heavy. I don't know what you expected from an in-depth analysis, but yeah, I'm gonna be spoiling a shit ton of stuff. Now granted, the story is nothing special, and you can see almost all of the twists from a fucking mile away. There's maybe one good twist, and the shit I can spoil is so fucking absurd, and that's why you wouldn't even fucking guess it would happen, so maybe look out for that. I don't know. Once again, very spoiler heavy. I wouldn't fucking care if I were you, but to each their own, I guess. Okay, now finally we're starting. Just so nobody is lost, I'm gonna recap the story real quick. The God of Highschool tournament. Basically, a bunch of teenagers are beating the shit out of each other on a national scale for now. We get introduced to our 4 main characters, that being Sword Chick, Cool Guy, Naruto, and these 3 become like really big friends, and these 2 become like really big fuck buddies. And the 4th character being this guy with the strange ass haircut and the X on his head. Yeah, actually it turns out in the latest like 50 chapters that the whole story has been revolving around him. And there is clear reason why he's making the stupid ass tournament, and everything is really fucking connected and everything is really fucking cool. So he I would dare say is the main character, because everything revolves around his shit. So the tournament is going on, but this weird ass cult attacks and a bunch of shit happens, and turns out, Naruto is the actual god. And then our guys beat the other guys, but unfortunately this cult now has really big influence over the whole country. God of High School tournament on a worldwide scale. Some shenanigans happen once again, and the gods decide to attack us, and then we battle the gods, and the gods kill a shit ton of people, and oh wow, it's scary. And apparently this guy is the king of humanity, because why not? And and he dies, and everybody wants his power, but his power coincidentally goes to the cool guy and the sword chick. So now they're kind of on an equal power level with our god boy. Now everybody starts battling is this huge ass arc, and then our main character Naruto gets the shit beaten out of him, and he turns into a child. And then 17 years pass. In that time, our main ex-guy has become the let me just check the script a little quick. Yeah, that's right, the world president. How? Why? Is there such thing as world government? Apparently it is. Fuck it, get over with it already. We have the Naruto guy, which has been living as another person because he was too much of a bitch and too insecure to admit that he lost. So he like once again turned into a child, and he all of a sudden remembers, oh yeah, I'm a god. So he reunites with cool guy, which is super fucking powerful, and they start to overthrow the world government because the world government president is a fucking jerk. Pass for a little bit. Remember the sword chick? Yeah, the writer forgot about her too, so don't fucking sweat it too much. In those 17 years that have passed, she had the well-crafted, meticulously detailed story of having amnesia and forgetting who she is. and basically chilling in a cave for 17 years. That's it. That's the story of that's the level of the story that we're dealing in. Let's move on. Apparently cool guy goes to the sword chick and they fight, and now they love each other once again and they can fuck. Naruto boy goes towards X guy. Now X guy's whole shtick is the fact that he hates gods, right? And he wants to kill him, and he wants to fucking make humanity the greatest fucking beings there ever was. Here's the thing, to achieve that he has to kill the supreme god. Now the supreme god is kind of already semi-dead, so he just has to stop him from reviving. The problem is, he has the choice to stop him or to fuse with him, and some shenanigans happen, and unfortunately our main dude fuses with the supreme god, and now he's like the most powerful being in the universe, and now our guys are trying to beat him, and that's it for the fucking story, right? Just by the way, just FYI, just go fuck yourself. The cool guy, remember him? Yeah, he gets the shit beaten out of him, and he wakes up in Amazon, and guess what genius plot device was deployed so he can have some precious character development. He has amnesia and doesn't remember who he is. Genius, baby. Yeah, anyway, now that's just the main parts of the story, and it's not even all the main parts. I missed a shit ton of stuff because this is like a shit ton of chapters, and it's really fucking long, and every chapter itself is super long as well. So there's no way I can recap this whole shit, and I don't want to do it honestly. The chair in this bitch is all the colorful characters that have been introduced because they look cool. Most of the time they don't have too much of a personality or don't have too much of a role in the story, they just look cool. And I like characters with cool designs, and I like them interacting with our main guys. That's it. Now granted, there is some magic in this webcomic to where somebody that's totally fucking irrelevant becomes like infused with one of the most powerful beasts in the whole universe, and now he's super fucking important, and it's really cool. And he's now a genius, and nobody cares about him because the author doesn't care about him. But it was pretty fucking cool to see some insignificant characters, quote unquote, to be actually important to the story. And if they're not actually important to the story, I just feel cool seeing them once again because I feel like I know them. And little callbacks and little flashbacks to the shit that we have seen in the past are just cool because it's familiar, and I'm a basic human being. I'm pretty sure you caught on to the idea, but I actually like this webcomic, okay? Here's the problem that I have with this whole shit, right? The story is crafted in a very linear way. There's no room for interpretation. Everything that we see on the screen is supposed to be literal. We're just looking at the surface and there is nothing more. For example, I'm looking at and I'm analyzing the scene from Megalo Box, and I know that Joe here is looking towards the future and towards building upon his own experience, and with this whole shit that he has lived throughout his life, you know, at the end he's gonna be self-fulfilled and he's gonna be happy with himself. I see this scene and I analyze this scene from 400 blows, and I'm deep inside myself feeling the hopefulness and the dreadfulness of the future of Gene, and how scared he is, but at the same time how he's looking towards this scary shit and he's ready to take it on even though he's a little shit. Bro, that shit's magical, you know, when everything clicks and when you understand the deeper theming behind a piece of content. Yeah, the problem here is there is nothing behind this content. It's just teenagers beating the shit out of each other, which is cool, but I personally like to engage with content that's not exactly this surface level. When you look at all the actual pows and all the fucking swooshes, turns out if you analyze like particular cases like with traditional media, you're not going to find anything. The catch is you're not going to find anything when you're looking at particular cases. We have to step back and look at this whole shit as one, and then we're gonna find out that everything is wrapped in this huge idea of individualism opposing collectivism, or another way to say is individualism versus collectivism, or Alex and Carl finna catch some bruises, man, you know what I'm saying? Now don't worry, I'm not gonna start throwing all the complicated words that I read on the Wikipedia page, but to summarize this battle that's been going on for centuries now, what benefits an individual more? To pay only attention to himself and to work for his own gain, or to be an active part of a community and to strive for the community's success, because once the community succeeds, the individual as part of the community will succeed as well. We can observe the simple yet complicated topic throughout this whole comic. Now, just to clarify, Yonjay, or however the fuck you pronounce his first name, Park, is not actually written the comics with this purpose in mind, right? He's only thinking about how can he make the grandpa from the first chapter the next supreme god or some fucking bullshit, which actually presents the idea of individualism versus collectivism in a very rare form. How's that exactly? Here is how, you fucking cunt. The two ideas are not artificially clashing with each other just to find out which one is better. The two ideas are clashing with each other on a very primitive level, on the level of there is a need to find out which one idea is actually better. They're clashing because of necessity. Mori wants revenge. Majin wants for the humans to be the most powerful beings in the universe, that's right. And since Mori is a god, he has to kill Mori. In this situation there has to be a result, right? These ideas of collectivism versus individualism are tacked on to this already bruising fight. They're just a little add-ons on the whole situation. I feel like Dwight and Mori are the perfect examples of individualism, right? On multiple occasions we have stated that Dwight will kill himself, basically kill himself, let Mira kill him because he wants to save her. He said he would sacrifice his close friends and followers for the last 17 years, which is the quote from earlier, just so he can save Mira. And while they were fighting, it was once again clearly stated that our cool guy over here didn't care about any casualties that would just fucking die while they were fighting. All he wanted is Mira back. Doesn't care about anything else. All that he cares about is his desires, and since his desires are extension of himself, he's basically the ultimate individualist, right? He was ready to beat down his closest homies just so he can save another dying homie of his, which is kind of like a tell of the ultimate individualism that we're going to see like at the end, like we're seeing right now. But still there were early signs of him being super fucking selfish because once again his desires. Mori is a very great example as well. I don't know, maybe you're like the author and fucking forgot that Mori's family phrase was do whatever you want. But that's some individualistic shit right there, man. I get that Mori can throw a few human lives under the bridge from time to time, right? But he has more of a moral system behind his actions, right? He wants to save people and he wants to kill very certain people, right? He is more restrained by morals, but he is still a great fucking example because he does everything on its power to get his desires, right? He doesn't fucking think about the world destruction. He doesn't care about how many fucking buildings he destroys. All that matters is nobody dies and this motherfucker dies. That's it. And that's current Mori. The Mori from the past was on the regular killing weaker beings than him all the time, and he was filtering them especially by the quality that they were fucking weak, just so he can beat the weak shits and get stronger from them so he can beat the stronger guys. He was a fucking jackass. Another curious case is Mira, because while she starts as a very hardcore individualist, I feel like we see a certain change. That's subtle change up until one point, but to talk about the subtle change, she starts only caring about her fucking desires, right? She cares about this fucking dojo and this fucking sword style, right? She doesn't fucking care about anything else. She doesn't care about the community around her. She cares about
her stupid ass sword style.
Now, when it comes to the world competition, right? She cares about many things. She cares about our boys, which still are kind of a selfish desire, you know, we're just two people, not like a huge collective, but still that matters because it's a subtle change. It's a subtle change to see. Even if you're an individualistic person, when you start caring about a few people, you inevitably, slowly but surely start to walk on the collectivism path, because you start becoming part of a community. Even though that community is real fucking tight and your views are still the same, you're still part of a group. Which is not exactly the purest form of individualism.
And then
she kind of fails to protect a few guys and some shit happens. She chills in a cave for 17 years and the only thing that she remembers is this primal desire to save and protect people. And by that desire, I'm not sure she really knows who she's trying to protect, so she just latches on to the people that are around her, and so it turns out that this whole cult is around her, so inevitably she breaks down and starts protecting this whole fucking cult, which is pretty real collectivism right here, folks. It doesn't go much farther than that. The big boy himself, the youngest member of the six, Park Mojin, the fucking bastard. He's the most curious case because I believe that individualism is at the very core of his existence, right? He has been a fucking ego-tripping maniac his whole fucking life. But something breaks when certain shit happens, and this boy now, it feels like he has seen the truth, and he has seen that if he combines individualism and collectivism, he can achieve something even greater. That's why he still clings to his individualistic desires while still chasing this collectivism goal, because he sees that he needs this very crucial part of himself to achieve that collectivism goal. And that is very, very successful. He successfully breaks the taboo, which is what stops humans from being able to even hurt gods. And now if a hypothetically human was powerful enough, he could kill God, but if the taboo was there, he couldn't, because like gods had placed a bit of a handicap on humanity. But since now that shit is gone, if you're powerful enough, you can slap gods around, baby. And since almost nobody is that powerful, because of the taboo is broken, there is this new thing called Gen X, which is just more powerful and more buff people. Sounds kind of funny, it sounds kind of unrealistic, but that's what they are. The problem is they are dying like fucking flies. So Mojin steps in and makes a cure for them. So basically, in like 100, 200 years, humanity is gonna be super fucking powerful. And since there's this contract by which gods can't attack humans and humans can't attack gods, basically everything is fine. The only thing that Majin had to do is to not let the Supreme God revive, because the Supreme God can fuck everything up. And that's when Majin goes on a bit of a character trip and realizes he hates everything and he does what he does. But that's not important, right? The point is that this shitty ass webcomic actually illustrates fairly well the fact that wait, this idea of combining individualism and collectivism can lead to some pretty successful shit. The golden middle. Now, the golden middle is a concept that's prevalent with every single topic. It's not swaying into one of two directions too much. Now, I believe Mujin is kind of swaying into individualism and collectivism at the same time. So he kind of is on the opposite sides and manages to balance them because he's crazy enough with both concepts, which is pretty well illustrated in the comics. Now, when we're looking at this very simple graph, you can see that there's nobody on the collectivism side. Why is that? Well, because once again, this stupid ass shit was not intended to be a huge metaphor for individualism versus collectivism. It's supposed to be a really cool action webcomic, and it's exactly that, really cool action webcomic with the slipped-in idea of individualism versus collectivism. And a webcomic wouldn't really be the perfect metaphor for philosophical ideas, no shit. But yet, it still somehow manages to place a surprisingly entertaining case for all the different types of individualism and how it can communicate and oppose collectivism. We have the true immoral self, we have the self that's restricted by morals, we have the self that drastically changes to a collective viewpoint, and we have the self that sees the truth, the fact that you have to combine individualism and collectivism to achieve greater success for the individual and for the collective as well. And of course the ultimate self, Lee Sujin, because god damn, I would love for her to suffocate me with that ass. That's it for tonight, everybody. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Don't forget to click the comment bell and to go fuck yourself.
Gas on deck, don't pay that line, nigga. I'm that blood, don't touch what's mine. Nigga try being, I'ma shoot her like vine. Cold like freezer, that's simple sign. Heart too frigid, mind too livid. Bands on mine, hate the way I'm living. Slow my pulse, realize I'm slipping.